We need to probably come up with some kind of music.
Easy peasy. We can do that.
Yep.
And Spider-Man.
Hello.
And we are live! Oh, before it starts all over. Oh, there we are. Hey, hold on a second. Ooh la la.
Oh, it started that again.
Yeah, there
There
we
we
are.
are.
There we are. Okay, there we go. Good day, everyone. Or good evening, I guess. Daytime, somewhere, maybe. I don't know.
Somewhere.
I am Frankie Salama Fingers. And this, of course, is a Marilyn Bast, psychic extraordinaire. I'm just a dude, but we together make Sidekicks Paranormal.
Paranormal.
And we are here with today's going to be a great episode because I'm really excited for this. We're going to talk about astrology signs, right? And I was always told I put the ass in astrology, so I'm really excited to jump into something like this to learn more, right? Because I mean, I don't even think I've ever read, like, like in the newspapers you get like the horoscopes.
You've never read your horoscope?
Well, no, because I thought it was something naughty.
Oh no.
I'm not a whore, okay? Why do I want a horoscope? So I've never read. Legitimately, I honestly have never read one. And Janice has officially joined us backstage. So we'll have Janice Oberding, who I actually got to meet in Virginia City, who is
nice.
Probably one of the hippest, coolest ladies you will ever meet. And it turns out she's a huge Uptown Funk You Up fan. So that was great to learn. But we also have Kim Horn from Horn Paranormal waiting on the line in the web, in the internets, in the interwebs. And she's going to be joining us because she is the Horn Paranormal as a whole is doing a giveaway. And today is the day. So if you have not gone to their Facebook page and seen their post, it is too late. But hopefully you had a chance to do that before this, and she's going to be picking a winner tonight. And I'm very excited. I've done everything I can to rig it for me, but we'll see if that plays out to how I want. We're not coming up as live on another computer. I would throw your computer through a window, and then I would try.
Yeah, because it's showing up live.
Yeah, we're live. I'm on Facebook. We got peeps in here. Kimmy Corpse, hey y'all, what's going on?
And hi, Patrick. He's in the other room.
Get this
and I'm sure Krista's back there too, isn't she?
She is. We got people go up. Look, Patrick Bast. There he is. What up, guys? So we do have people coming up. Let me see.
With I need my fireball, Mike.
Yeah, I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, she's got it sitting right here.
Right here. I'm ready this time.
You ready for me to pour?
Oh yeah, she's got Fireball. Today I will be doing the Crown Royal XO, which is just an extra rare kind of, but not quite. but it's really tasty.
So
Oh, and
we
there's
will
the
do
fireball.
we have Crown Apple. I'll do that next week.
Okay, Crown Apple. I like that. Okay,
I
boom.
have a slow bartender. I guess I need to do
Trisha, how
better.
are you?
Ah,
I have a tradition. Anytime I do a podcast, I always introduce alcohol. It's for your protection, not mine. And I have with me. This is from Deadwood. This is from Deadwood. This is from the brothel, and it says "Ride, Rest, and Repeat." So
Mine
that's pretty nice.
says fill, drink, and repeat.
Oh, nice. Who's Phil?
mine says hair of the dog. Ew.
Here.
Boggles is here with us, man.
All right, well, cheers.
Okay, yep. Good. I can tell she's back there. Let me shut this really quick so I can see everybody. All right. Cheers to you
Cheers.
all.
Ah. Thank you, Mike. I needed that.
Ooh, that was tasty. What does your shirt say?
Have a good show.
It's a Grogu. He's a Grogu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've got his room set up is all in Grogu, and it's the black light and all that, so everything glows. So
Oh,
he's like
nice.
a teenager.
All right.
All right, cool. Let's go.
Enjoy. Have a good show.
I dig it. Okay, so now that is done. Oh, also I have with me a little bamboo cocktail I have made. Bamboo is a rum, and the owner of this rum is Little Wayne.
Little
which-
Wayne, okay.
If that's not weird enough, but I like it. Okay, now that we've kind of covered that, we've got Kim Horn waiting. So we'll go ahead and bring her in just a minute, just to do a little bit of a recap on what we were talking about, astrological signs. So today, if you were in here, I want to know the month, the day you were born. We're going to do some hunting. We're going to learn about your signs in here. And we're going to, she's probably going to have some incredible stuff for you about your sign. And I'm just going to make shit up. So
I actually have Mike's natal chart, and we're going to dig deep in. Krista can probably weigh in on this and see
how accurate
what
it
Mike
is.
is all about.
And I don't even know what a natal chart is. So I'm really excited. Okay, let me go ahead and bring Kim Kardashian in. Here we go. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that sexy hair.
It's
Woo! The flip.
let me get my eyeball out of the way so you can see my eyeball.
All right. So, tell me about this giveaway.
Well, it's gonna be awesome. First and foremost. So you put beans in there, but I went ahead and entered you as done, by the way.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
Yeah,
I was
otherwise
thinking
it
about
doesn't
loud, so that's why I wrote beans, just to let you know that I saw it
Okay. That's
and
good.
that I appreciated it.
Yeah. Okay. Then
You
you're
missed the
forgiven.
coal part.
Okay. So 2024, we're off to a good old start, right?
Yeah.
So I never quite got out of the giving mode after Christmas, and I was like, Scott, I want to do something for 2024. And he goes, oh, it's all you. I'm like, okay, this could be fun. So I got thinking about all the places that we visited, doing our events and different things, and over time, and I met a lot of neat people. And each person that I met and that I chose to use in this giveaway has something cool about them. They either inspire or they do a lot for the community. There's something pretty neat about them. There's a little bit of a backstory on some. And I thought, you know what? What a good way to go.
Hey, Kim.
Yeah.
Other Kim Moran.
Oh,
Moran.
okay. So what I thought of doing is, what if we did a giveaway each month, okay, where I did a small gift, whether it was a gift certificate or go on Amazon and order a book from the author that I got to meet, or something cool, whatever their store represented. More than likely, there'll probably be gift certificates, so the person gets to go on and shop on the store themselves and pick out their own thing. But it's going to be across the board from different authors, maybe crystal shops, witch Nick thing, witchy things. It could be anything that has to do with the paranormal field in some way. And it's going to be smaller people. They're not going to be the famous ones that none of us have been able to go get an autograph from. It's going to be.
Well, that's good because I'm only 5'6".
Good. That works then. That'll work.
I thought you said you were 5'8", 5'7".
With his heels.
I am 5'7" because my back is straightened out, which is weird. So normally over time you shrink, but because of my straight back syndrome, I actually grew an inch.
Well, you got my inch because mine went away.
When we get older, don't we shrink?
Mm-hmm.
You typically shrink, yes, and I've gone the opposite direction.
All right, I want to know what you're drinking.
No, so I lost. So the curvature of my spine is gone.
Wow.
So instead of it being like this, it's like this. So I'm technically taller now because I have no curve.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my spine's like a ramrod instead of a spring.
Yikes.
Hi, Michelle and Jenny and Lacey.
Lacey, Jenny. So I think that's awesome. And who did you pick?
Well, what I decided to do is each month, I'm not done with this. Each month that I pick a winner. Yes. So there's 62 people that entered this time, which I'm super excited. We got 62 people that saw my little spiel and got involved. Okay, each month, I'm not sure when, but I'm hoping, Mike, you and Mary Lynn will have me on again, and we're going to do the drawing again, but for another person. And we're going to do it each month until we get to December. And then I'm going to take each winner, and if you won once, you can't re-enter. That's the kicker. So there's only going to be like 11, 12 entries. I'm going to put them in a final drawing in December, and you're going to win an SLS. Somebody's going to win an SLS. So the odds is 1 in 12 for one of our SLSs with the box, everything. And who knows? I might get generous and, I might throw something else in there. I don't know. It's just, I thought this would be a good way to draw people to go check these people's websites out. If they're on Instagram, if they're on any of that stuff, I want people to get to know who I fell in love with while I was out on the road. So, with that being said, we actually were able last minute to get the person on tonight. She's backstage of who we are drawing for. The person who wins is going to get this person's her book. I decided I'm going to get a hold of Amazon and purchase the book tonight as soon as I get the information from the winner, and we'll get you a book coming. But I thought that this person would be the best to talk about what her background is and what she has to offer as far as all that goes. And she really is cool, you guys. So with that being said, should we draw the winner and then bring in? Should we do that?
Sure.
Or should we bring her in and then see who won?
Let's bring her in now and get her talking, and then we'll do the
drawing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right,
guys, we got Janice. We got Janice Oberdeen in here.
This is Janice Oberdeen, and as you can see, she is invisible.
She says she might have problems with her camera, so we should be able to hear her.
Janice, are you there?
Oh no.
Janice, do I need to pull out the dowsing rods to communicate? What you may not know about Janice while we wait is when she was in high school, she was actually a junior Olympian pole vaulter.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so not a lot of people know this about Janice, but she went really far. She won state. She took it to the national level, where she unfortunately got hit by a goat, and it wrecked her ACL, and she wasn't able to pole vault. It got it just like that. And
well, while you're trying to get her up, I can tell you a little bit about her that I know. Mike and I both met her this year at the Soul Circle Paranormal event that Tara McLeod, Ryan, and Shane Pittman, they all put on.
We did.
She's really a neat lady. She writes a lot of true crime stories that have to do with that area out in Virginia City, Oregon, Nevada.
She thought I was Tom Cruise.
Did she? Did she really?
Yes.
You never know what's going to be
Behind, though, I can see it from behind. I can't.
Right, it's true. I always make that joke, but the reality is, especially if I'm wearing Ray-Bans, I have actually been confused for Tom Cruise for some reason. I think it's because I'm short.
Could it be
But-
the Scientology too?
It could be that too. You never know.
Yeah.
Could be all kinds of parallels.
So here's some of the book titles, you guys. She gave me this list earlier. It's Haunted Reno, Haunted Lake Tahoe, Haunted Virginia City, Ghosts and the Legends of Goldfield and Tonopah, and that's the one I think I'm going to buy for whoever the winner is, because that looks good. That's what I want. Mary Lynn and I both have been to both of those places investigating, and so we love it. I'm gonna try to get back into the school this year sometime. So in Goldfield, that's my goal. Ghosts and Legends, Nevada's Highway 50, Haunted Las Vegas, Big Book of California Ghost Stories, Big Book of Nevada Ghost Stories, Big Book of Oregon Ghost Stories, and then her other books are primarily true crime, history, or novels. They can be found at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and the local stores. She even had one of her Haunted Las Vegas books for sale at the Winchester House. So if you go to visit the Winchester, look for one of her books there. They've got it. It's in their matching gift shop. They're also for sale at the Right Stuff Antiques in Virginia City. And I would love for her to get on and talk because she's just so neat to listen to. So I don't know if you can
And
make
speaking of meeting Janice out there, we also got to meet Michelle LeBaron from Ghost Magnet, and she is on. And she is awesome. I love her energy. She's got a great spirit to her. I love that. And Janice too. Janice is the one person that you wouldn't expect to see at like an electronic carnival, you know, like
Right.
Burning Man. But she'd be the one there, like selling the mushrooms for $500. And you'd be like, what? But she'd have what you need. You know what I mean? That's Janice. She's got the hookups. That's what I'm
I
saying.
wish you could see her. You guys, seriously, she's incredible. Here's one place I know that she does book signings. I've seen her on Facebook doing book signings back home, and I know that she was at the Virginia City, the Paracon out there, the ComCon, and was a speaker there. And so I know that she does do things like that. And if you guys ever get a chance to listen to her.
Do you want to send her another invite and tell her she can open it from her phone?
She says that she don't know why her camera and mic aren't working. So she said she was backstage.
You might need to, so there might be a settings button. I don't know if you guys had to deal with the settings button, but you might have to deal with there might be a settings button to activate your camera and your mic. Now, no button is needed to activate this mic. That's all I'm saying.
I sent it to her again. Let's see if she can come on and see it.
So is she on her computer or is she trying from her phone?
I do not know that.
So if she's on her computer, see if she wants to try on her phone.
Do you realize how short the movie E.T. would be now with cell phones?
Right?
He'd have been phoned home. You know what I mean?
He would have.
He'd have landed and been like, oh man, I gotta blow up their celly, yo. Done. Movie over.
If we can't get Janice on tonight, Mike, will you have her on sometime?
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe we'll try to get her on next week.
That would be awesome because I'm telling you, she's a very interesting lady. But we're going to keep trying.
Yeah.
And maybe
you want to go ahead and do the drawing?
Yeah. I sent Mary Lynn a copy of the wheel with all the names in it so that she could put it up on her screen. But I put it in based on a spreadsheet off of everybody who listed their name in that one 24 post that I asked everybody to.
Yep. It's not going to let me share because I have the screen here, but it's not going to share.
Oh, funny. I can do it from this end and try to hold it up. Gotta love technology.
Yeah, if you want to try it.
It makes everything so much more simple yet so much more complicated.
Okay. See, I don't know if you guys can see the wheel.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so I put everybody's name in there. You just got to trust me on that since I'm going to do it.
And I can verify. I can read all the names here because I've also got it going. It's spinning for me.
Okay. There it goes. Oh, boom. Can you see that? It's Paul Roberts.
Paul Roberts! Woo!
Yay.
Paul Roberts, we got to meet, I don't know if he's in, but we did get to meet Paul. We got to meet Paul in Virginia City.
Oh,
Meet all these cool people. I didn't get to
you have
go.
that book yet,
Yeah.
Paul.
We
Yay.
did. We got to meet Paul. Paul's an awesome guy.
Does Paul have that book that I mentioned?
I don't think he does.
All right, so Tonopah Goldfield. Paul, reach out to me, send me a message with your physical address so I can punch it in Amazon and have it shipped straight to you.
Yeah.
Paul can always jump on and join us so that way we can say hi.
Yeah. Here's another thing. If, like I said, if Mike and Mary Lynn is up for it, next month when we do it, we'll have the other next guest that I have, which I'm not telling until the day we get here, who that guest is going to be. And
Janice, are you in there?
She's the black screen again.
Black screen of death. I'm gonna try one more time. Janice? Janice, can you hear me?
do a seance. She's really good at seances. She'll answer you. She can hear you.
Don't make me get a Ouija board. You and me.
Hey, Tara. Oh my goodness. We need to work on these technical difficulties.
I know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
No. Almost there. Almost there.
Still it's a no-go. That's all good.
It was short notice anyway. I just really want you guys to get a chance if you get her on to get her on. She's awesome.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, Janice is great.
Well,
thank you guys
we
for this.
Honestly, maybe next week, or we can even do just reach out to her and do kind of a quick interview, and we can just add it to it if you want, Mike. That works.
That would be great. You had echo voice blah, 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 for a minute.
I did.
Yeah, you sound like a weirdo.
I always sound like a weirdo.
You sound like you would give free beef jerky to kids.
How did you guess?
Say something again. Let's see if we can get this fixed.
So am I the one that's echoing then? Because I'm not hearing.
Now there's a delayed in her mouth moving. Wait a minute. She's
It's
telepathic or whatever.
What? Can you hear me?
You sound like.
Well, guys, cut me out of here since Paul is a winner. And
Okay,
let me go to the cheap seats and watch you guys from here on.
You can stay if you want, or just hang
No,
out.
I rather. I'm scared my voice will start doing what your voice is doing. I don't want that.
Nobody wants that.
Laugh again. Sorry, Mary, that was good though.
Hi, Kim.
All right, my shot is kicking in.
All right.
Oh, I think I cut her off. That's
Fun. Keeper elf.
Oh.
Hi, Sarah.
Okay, so we got that done.
So let's say hi to everybody that's in the chat. Looks like we got.
Oh! I think we got Janice.
Oh, do we have Janice?
I think we might.
Oh, we have Janice.
I have the forehead.
Yay.
I have Janice's forehead.
I see your eyes.
Janice, you can see us. We can't hear you yet. Hold on. I'm going to kick you out one time. I'm going to try to. How do I? Okay, remove guest. All right, let's try this again. Janice, I can see you, but we can't hear you. We got to find a way to get some audio now.
I can read lips, but I can't see your lips.
I can't even see your lips. Now you're going to a dark
One
place.
step closer.
Hopefully you're not going to use the restroom. Okay, let's see. Let's try this one. Hold on. Oh, I can see your face better
There you
now.
are.
Oh, but the other one's got. Can you hear us?
We have two different
Still
connections.
can't hear you. Dang it. Yeah, they're both Janice. One has sound, but one doesn't. One has video.
Well, maybe she can use the sound on the other one and the video on this one.
That's what I was thinking, but it didn't work. I just tried
Okay.
that. Hold on. Let me see if there's anything I can do on my end. Janice.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Hey, there's Paul. Paul's in. Paul, you're a winner.
Paul, you're the winner.
Oh,
Lost Janice.
oh, she just disappeared. Yeah, nope, nothing on that one. Okay. But wait, we'll see if she comes back. We'll see if she comes back.
Okay.
Paul, congrats. You were the winner of the raffle. Woo!
And you got Janice's book, and they'll reach out to you on which one that is.
Yeah. I think you got her 50 Shades of Grey version.
Who, me?
No, Paul.
Or
That's
him?
what he wanted. Yeah, Janice.
Well, I think hers is True Crime. Is 50 Shades of Grey going to be in that?
It's 50 Shades of Crimson.
Crimson. Okay, there you go. A page turner.
Yeah, a page turner. Okay. Congrats, Paul. You lucky bastard.
And thank you for joining.
So those of you who are joining us in this episode, it is all about your astrology sign. So we are talking astrologicals here, folks. Okay? We're getting astrological on everybody. So please, so first and foremost, we're going to cover Marilyn. She's trained in this stuff. I obviously am not. And she's going to go over my prenatal vitamins, right?
Yeah, you've got a lot of vitamins going on, so we're going to check that out.
Cool. So yeah, she's going to go. What's it? It's called
It's a natal chart.
a natal chart.
Like neonatal, like the natal for the being born.
Oh, okay. Oh, Lacey's a Sagittarius.
Lacey's a Sag, so Mike and I both are Sag.
Yes, we are. So okay, so let's talk about my natal chart because you sent it to me, but I only looked at the first page because then I was like, you know what, I don't really understand what's happening on here, and I'm gonna wait. I don't want to spoil anything. So when you got my chart, was there anything to you that you said, oh, this is interesting?
Well, I didn't get a lot of chance to get in to really dig deep on it. So whenever I ran the chart,
Okay.
so we're going to learn as we go. And I'm hoping that Krista is in the background and she can kind of chime in whenever she hears something that's really spot on.
Yes. So Krista, if you were there, please feel free to add your input.
So Terry, are you a Sag as well?
Yep, looks like Terry is a Sagittarius, and so is Lacey. Which is interesting.
Nice.
Got some Sagittarius eyes in here.
All right. So, Mike, your date of birth is December 3rd. Do you want to say your year, or does that matter?
Oh, yeah. So, oh, hey. Oh, awesome. David Schrader said, yes, that's great. He's going to be joining us. A little bit of a side.
Slow down and take a breath.
Doof Paranormal. What's that?
Terry is telling us to slow down and take a breath.
Oh, yeah. So, Doof Paranormal has said that Virginia City, we're doing an event, I think in July there, and David Schrader will be there with us, so that's really cool. Marilyn, you are breaking up a bit. You're wicked glitchy.
Okay, give me just a second. I'll see if I can fix that. Hold on.
Yes. So before we get any further, we're going to see if we can let her fix that. In the meantime, while she might have to disconnect or reconnect, and that's okay. She's going to fix her audio really quick. While we do that, Doof Doof Paranormal is from Australia, and we will be doing her Virginia City historical event in July. So if you're interested in doing something like that, it is a very intimate event, but please hit her up. Michelle Coley and Charity, they have their own Gypsy Witch Paranormal, I believe, and they're going to be they're trying to come to Vegas this year. So that's awesome. I would love to see you guys. So please let me know. We'll take you out to dinner, and maybe I'll show you some pretty cool, scary places that nobody else knows about.
So is my mic any
on
better?
top of that,
Is this any better now?
that is definitely better.
Okay. I guess it helps with me going into IT as my new job.
Yay! Yeah, that would have been shameful, right?
Right?
All right. So we're going to talk astrological natal chart. So I was born December 3rd at 1:40 in the morning in 1982. That's right. I am 41 years old.
So, and then when you're
A
doing
very
the natal
sexy
chart,
41.
when you're doing the natal chart, you also have to have the location. So you were actually born in Las Vegas. So you're native to Vegas.
I am born and raised native. I was born at Sunrise Hospital, which is on the corner of Maryland Parkway and Desert Inn, if you want to get really specific.
And then now share your social. All right. So for you, the sun. So this is where the planets, when we're looking at this, I wish I could show your actual chart itself. But what it does is it lays.
We're losing you again.
You're not hearing me again?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay. So much for being IT. So let me try something different. Hold on a second.
Right.
Because I have two different.
I'm going to shut you off. All right, I shut her off. I brought her back in. We'll see if that helps. In the meantime, we have some new people join. Michelle's joining the 40 Club this year. Congratulations. I hope you like vitamins. Next, Mike Mallory. What up, yo? Tony. Hey. Yep, and she is a robot again. Boo. But we're trying to fix that. Janice says she is April 5th for her natal chart. Very nice.
That's an Aries.
Okay. It says the year is irrelevant. That's fine.
Well,
I think just north of 26. So
the natal chart, if you're doing a natal chart, the year is relevant. But if you're not doing the natal chart, then you can just use your date of birth without the year for the sign.
Okay, Michelle's an Aquarius jerk. Okay.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay, so I have an external mic that I just added.
Pat just came on and said you sounded sexy AF.
He better. I pay him to say that.
That's right.
All right, so let me see. I now don't.
A couple of Aquarius.
So we're having all kinds
says
of
she's
today.
Or a Taurus, depending on the horoscope, because you are, she's 420.
Oh.
Same birthday as Hitler, consequently.
Really?
Yes, actually.
So you just know all kinds of random facts, don't you?
I do. That is how my brain works. In fact, I can tell you on December 3rd, if you were to go back in history, aside from the movie Toy Story being released on December 3rd, the only other thing of significance was a teacher in, I want to say it was in England, that went nuts and killed a bunch of kids.
Oh, geez.
In like the early 1900s. Yeah.
So what happened on January 5th?
January 5th? Is that somebody else's birthday?
I don't know, but I'm sure it is.
Oh, Pam. Pam! Pam, Pam, Pam!
Yep.
Hi, Pam. Pam's a Sagittarius too.
Yes,
what up to all my Sagittarians?
All right, so now that I'm back up and running, so
Um,
as we're doing your natal chart,
yes.
what it is that we're looking at all the different planets and all the different, where the sun, the moon, everything was located when you were born. So when you're born is your sun sign. So
Gotcha.
that means we're both Sagittarius, being born in December. Depends on the date. So, but looking at your chart, all of the planets, the location, are predominantly in the Cancer, Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Libra area. But we have a few that are in the Taurus and the Cancer. So your chart actually looks a lot like mine.
Interesting.
Even though, because you're December 3rd, I'm December 20th.
Right, right. And it is 5:40 p.m. currently.
Yes. For you.
For me.
Yes. So right now, so with everything that you have, so they have the signs, they show that they're masculine, feminine, cardinal, fixed, mutable, fire, earth, air, and water. There's meanings to all of this. We can take many hours of talking about all this, but you have 6 masculine signs. You have 4 feminine signs, 3 of the cardinal, 2 are fixed, 5 are mutable, 5 are fire, 1 is earth, 1 is air, and 1 is water. So 3 is water.
Okay, so what do those signs in a nutshell mean? Like,
so in a nutshell, that makes up your personality.
Okay,
it's
so
basically what that is.
So masculine would be something that obviously like male, right?
Yes.
Feminine would be something more female.
More for the emotional and stuff like that. So more Cancer is more on the emotional side. Sagittarius is more on the masculine side. So that's where they come in. So depending on what planets you have in your chart as to where you're at. So that's where all of those are located.
Okay, so now what is cardinal? Like the bird?
You know what? I don't have the meaning in front of me.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, Pam's December 7th, D-Day.
Ooh, right there close to you.
Right, Pearl Harbor Day.
And Tony is January of 67.
Ooh, wow.
All right, so your birth, so you're in the sun. The sun represents vitality, a sense of individuality, and an outward shining of creative energy.
That sounds pretty accurate so far.
So the sun in Sagittarius, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it says there's restless, cheerful, and friendly. Sun in Sagittarius people are generally on the go. They have a great love of freedom and a disdain for routine.
Ah, yeah, definitely that.
And then, so the short description of this is that he is good, idealistic, enthusiastic, and warm-hearted, independent, having a taste for travel and freedom, curious and fair-minded. So you also want to hear some of the possible issues.
Yeah, love to.
Too adventurous, may leave things to chance, may take risk, which causes problems, rebellious, sometimes tactless when offering opinions. Does that sum you up?
Yep.
Sounds about right, is what Krista says.
Yep, that sounds about right to me. Yeah, I
so you're ascendant,
especially with the giving opinions a little tactless.
But you know what? I find that is kind of a Sagittarius trait. We have a tendency to just kind of say what we think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said it that way.
I think I just came off like an asshole. I didn't mean to.
Yep. So my son even called me on the carpet a couple of weeks ago because of something that I said. And it's like, well, I didn't mean it that way. So
yeah.
So for you, the sun in 3, the sun is in your 3rd house. So there's 12 houses. So the way the sun is, it's in where it's located, because Sagittarius is a 12th month, the 12th house.
Okay, am I leasing, renting, or do I own them?
You own this one.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because that one never moves for you.
So that's my main house? Is that what that is?
That is your main house.
Is the sun.
is the sun.
I,
That everybody's is the sun
oh, okay.
is the main house, but it depends on which house it's located in.
Which one is it
Is it
located in mine?
You're in December, so you're in the Sagittarius house.
Sagittarius house of the sun.
Yes.
Okay.
And so your key points for that is intensely curious, resourceful mind, a jack of all trades, and easily bored.
That's very.
You enjoy movement, small changes, new settings, and stimulating discussions or studies. You need a satisfying channels for self-expression, taking pride in mental accomplishment, and people turn to you for advice, help, and information.
Yes, I would say that is absolutely me. 100%.
So the key points, I think I already said that. 122, the junction between Sun and Mercury. So that means just kind of where the sun is located and where Mercury is located. It's how it's connected together. So because your ego and mind are usually on the same page, you possess abundant mental energy. You're always in a position to think about what you want. And in many ways, this is interruption of the will. You're highly intelligent with a great drive to communicate with others.
Yeah. Yep. As Bostonians would say, I'm wicked smart.
There you go. Key traits, you're verbal, intelligent, observant, and sometimes nervous or wired. I've seen you very wired.
Yeah, I'm always that way. Yeah, I have to take medication to keep my nerves in check, actually.
You're on medication and still that wired?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine you without it.
Yes. It was bad. I wound up in the hospital. It's fun.
Wow. And here.
That's really true, especially about, my whole problem was not many people have seen the movie because it's an older movie now, but there's a movie starring John Travolta called Phenomenon. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend watching it because that's a great example of what my mind is like all the time.
Oh, wow. So one thing here, it says regarding studying or learning, you're better off reading the material rather than listening to the teacher.
Yeah, 100%.
That's me too. I would rather just give it to me, let me look at it, and because I look at it in different ways than what they tell me.
Exactly.
And let me see the next one. Conjunction between Sun and Venus. Venus is a peacemaking, harmony-loving planet, and those with the Sun conjunct Venus do their best to seek peace and harmony. You're diplomatic and a veritable expert at smoothing things over, sometimes glossing over problems. You're open-handed with others, tolerant and accepting.
Yep.
Uh-oh. When expressed negatively, you can be superficial, two-faced, or very much tied up with appearances. You might be too agreeable, too pleasant at the expense of honesty, and downright lazy at times.
Yes.
I don't see you as being lazy, though.
So I'm not very lazy, but I will be lazy in the form of just not wanting confrontation.
Right.
So I'll just be amenable in that regard.
I can understand that.
And superficial. I mean, I love to work out. I like to look the best I can. So I get that fits too at times.
So here it says you are not competitive in the aggressive sense of the word, and you are not someone who loves a good chase. Instead, you work your charms and draw people to you. Your ability to attract others, the Venus, is very much tied up with your Sun, your ego, the Sun. Because Venus rules all other feminine, all things feminine, all those with this aspect tend to be quite attractive. So
I think I'm sexy. I don't know.
Krista, you want to weigh in on that?
Yeah, actually, she would know better than totally me. Yeah. My dad was very similar in that regard too.
Right.
But it's
so you're.
I'm not like highly competitive. Almost a lot of it's just like I feel like I just know that I'm probably going to win, so it doesn't really bother me. And a lot of times I would prefer to lose because I feel like losing is more of a challenge.
Right.
If that makes any sense. I know that sounds.
It does make sense, yes.
But
see, I guess that's where I'm a little different on that because I am competitive.
Yeah. Okay. See, but I prefer like so people that tend to be very competitive, they look for the blowout, right? I'm the opposite. I would rather be considered down and out and then come from behind to win.
That's true.
That's like what I like. So I would rather lose to you maybe even several times on purpose, and then
come in and blow it. That's still competitive in an how is it, passive aggressive sort of way.
yeah. But to me, it makes me feel better because at least you got to win some, versus me
Right.
just killing you outright, or crushing you outright.
Right. Well, that's because of the compassion.
Yeah, right. And a lot of times that's a problem. I feel like sometimes I can be too compassionate.
Too compassionate, yeah, because you take care of others before you take care of you.
Yeah, and Chris is right. I'm more strategic.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good word. So key traits is you're warm, charming, gracious, polite, and likable, sometimes a bit self-indulgent.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, alcohol is what? You got a bottle of Fireball that's like $15.
Right.
I'm drinking like $150 bottle of Crown Royal for no reason, just other than I wanted to do it.
Just because you can. So, and then here's one that you'll get a kick out of this one. It's the conjunction between the sun and Uranus.
Oh, I gotta know this.
So it's natural for you to question tradition. You are above all things an individualist. You naturally rebel against that which is established. It doesn't mean that you consistently break all the rules, but you do question some of them, especially those that don't make sense. You have a huge distaste for routine. You work best when you have some say as to when and how things get done.
Yes, that is so true.
And it's integrity.
Yeah.
You avoid labeling people and are most offended when others attempt to label or stereotype you.
Yeah.
Your key traits is magnetic, intuitive, inventive, unique, and innovative, always seeing where improvements and progress can be made. You are at your best when feel free to be yourself, and you do not like to be told what to do.
That's true. I always tell people there are people that are meant to lead and those that are meant to follow. I am not meant to follow.
Me neither.
I may not be the best leader, but I'm definitely not meant to follow. I can tell you that.
Me too. And that's where my husband will say something. He'll tell me not to do something, and I intentionally do it just because he told me not to. It's like, well, why did you? It's like, because you said not to.
You told me not to.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's tough because that key trait has probably cost me more friendships. Because and I tell people jokingly, but I really truly mean it when I say I'm a lion trapped in a kitty cat's body. I've always had that mentality. I can't back down from anything.
Right.
I'm not saying like from a fight, I'm not stupid, but my issue is until you can absolutely prove me wrong, I will be right.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I can't understand how I wouldn't be. Now, if you can explain to me how what you're offering is better, then I'll be like, okay, I get it. That makes sense to me. But
you're open-minded to it. You're not so closed off to where you're not going to listen to what other people's thoughts are.
Right, exactly. So it's not like I'm saying I'm just better than you. It's just that I believe that what I've come up with is probably the best solution until told otherwise.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So this kind of makes sense right here. So the moon is in Cancer. So that the moon is where people are affected by the moon, just the tides, everything is affected by the moon. Emotions, you have more crime during the full moon.
Right.
Babies are born more during the full moon. More accidents.
Eat more chicken.
Werewolves come out. Yeah. So They get to be themselves. And then, so your moon is in Cancer. So Cancer is the emotional, and that's where mine is also in Cancer as well.
Oh, okay.
So I have the same one. So the moon is at home in the sign of Cancer, and it is a natural ruler of the sign. And Cancer natives have a large potential to get in touch with your feelings and the moods of others, often quite wrapped up within themselves. Their memories of the past are outstanding, especially for all things emotional.
Yeah. And I can remember, that's funny you say that, because I have my memory goes back as far as 2 years old,
Yep.
vividly. So
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely have a big, especially when it comes to things that are emotional. And yeah, yeah, it's funny. It's something I haven't talked about probably in 20 years or so, but I used to write a lot.
Oh, okay.
I used to do a lot of poetry, and I even did music. And not a lot of people know that either, but I actually had a band and was getting ready to
Oh, wow.
tour, and all that stuff. So music, which to me is incredibly emotional, is a big part of my life.
So what made you get out of the music?
Our manager stole all of our money,
Oh, no.
and that ended that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Yep.
Wow.
20 grand gone. Poof.
Jeez.
And we were getting ready to tour in China, of all places.
Oh, geez.
And we needed to spend the 20 grand on equipment and to get there. And he took it all and moved to St. Louis.
Wow. That people suck.
Yeah. Turns out.
So the short description on that is you're likable and sociable. That's definitely you're accommodating, you're devoted, nurturing, and accumulating. Very sensitive to your environmental conditions and surroundings. You like your home, habits, comfort, and your little world. You're very caring and protective of your loved ones.
Yes.
So some of your potential issues is inertia, always moving.
Mm-hmm.
Your dependence. Sometimes you're dependent on others a little bit more, and impressionable, and sometimes too sensitive.
Yes.
With family problems.
Yes. Especially when it comes to like, I mean, it's changed recently, but my brother was a sensitive spot for me for a long time, and
Right.
up for him, and I hung on to that relationship for a very long time, and it cost me dearly. So
Right.
lessons learned, but yeah, I can definitely be sensitive, especially when it comes to family.
So your next one is, I'm going to just kind of jump down here. Says you can put down in writing everything that your imagination and intuition dictates. You're a wonderful storyteller.
Oh, there you go.
The Venus part represents an interest in emotions, values, exchange, and sharing with others.
Almost to a fault.
Yep. You're very giving.
To a fault.
Yep.
That is true.
So pleasing Venus in Sagittarius involves allowing you a lot of room for relationships to grow, avoid getting stuck in a rut, and understand your needs to move on. Laugh, but take rants and raves seriously. Avoid criticizing your beliefs. Join you in debates and philosophize, whatever that is, along with them. When they feel the need for more experience, join. Learn to look past circumstances and your feelings and avoid cornering you or forcing you to commit.
That's what somebody should know about me.
Yes.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
And you're verbally expressive, diplomatic, and tactful. Professional life can be creative and inconsistent. You have a taste for the arts, can be a dreamer, and may be easily influenced and romantic, emotional, and sensitive.
Yes, to all of those things. That is
romantic, creative, gentle, adaptable, naturally express the finer qualities, and mysterious, the dreamy Neptune in your love relationships.
Oh yeah. And anybody that's met anybody that's met me, you all can chime in too how you feel, because some of you guys have met me, either at Deadwood or Virginia City, met me once. How does all this sound to you?
So for you, it says quick decisions. You may have a lot of things on your plate and want to succeed. You will succeed through a phenomenal work rate, stormy or simply active family life where your leadership or aggressiveness shows itself.
Oh.
I don't see you being aggressive though.
So I'm not, my aggressiveness comes off differently. And I think this is where the strategy of my personality comes in, or my tactfulness. Because I may not come off as hyper aggressive, because my goal is to turn it into your idea typically.
Right.
Versus my idea, because I feel like that can go over better. However, there are times, and I think Phil can be a testament to this. I can be very bullish on something that I have. When I do lock into something, I can be bullish in it, and I can push hard. And
right.
And a lot of times, I think when people hear that, they think that the reaction has to be immediate. But for me, it's a waiting game.
Right.
So for me, I may not like something and want to change it, but I'll go, well, that's not something that I need to address right now. I can.
So you prioritize.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's where my aggressiveness comes in, but it comes in spurts and moments. I choose my time.
Right. All right. So here I'm going to do what?
It's not always well, but I try to. And that's the compassionate side. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to crush you.
Right here, you do not easily tolerate a dominating attitude from others, and you have a healthy respect for power and authority. But you handle it fairly. Yes.
Yeah. Don't dominate me. Don't tell me what to do. If you've got the power, I'll notice, and I'll.
Yes.
Absolutely. If you're an expert in your field, I'll appreciate that. What's that?
Right. Scorpio are the lovers of the signs. So you have Scorpio here. This gives you somewhat of a attitude towards your lovers. It can be traits of the sign. Let me see. There's a distinct possessive and demanding streak in your sexual nature. Your approach to love and sex can be quite intense at times. Your desire nature is a very strong one, and you may even use sex as a bargaining chip in your relationships to achieve your goals.
I need it. I want it.
When someone finds you attractive, it can transform into a near obsession. Your aura is strong and somewhat mysterious. You tend to come across as stronger than you intend.
That is so true. I've actually been stalked multiple times.
Oh, no.
Yes.
You want a deep, soulful attachment on a sexual level. In your love life, you don't always take rejection well. Your fear of betrayal and abandonment, and this can skew your perception of your lover.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when I was younger. A lot of that's calmed down now that I'm, obviously married, but.
Right.
But yeah.
So self-confidence develops out of your self-control in interaction with others. Let me see. Your love affairs are passionate. There is an instinctive understanding of intensity, the dark side of nature and passion.
I don't even know what that means. It sounds great.
So you're observant, self-controlled, unforgiving, tough, methodical, a researcher and an investigator. Lots of courage, self-assurance, and inclines to keep your cool. Some of the issues, you make no concessions or compromise for fear of loss of control or respect. You might become a fanatic of creed, a party, work, or a religion in rare cases.
Yes. So those two things are really interesting. And I'm not a big compromiser. It's either one way or the other, typically for me. because I just don't understand why it wouldn't be any other way. We
Okay.
both lose. At least that's always been my. Unless it's something that if it's a compromise, it usually just means it's something that I feel you were more passionate about than myself,
Right.
and thus I'm okay with it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then the other one, I have this weird obsessive personality over very specific things. Like when I got into martial arts, I would do anything and everything to make sure that I made it on time, every time, and that I was the best at what I did. Same
Right.
thing when I started personal training. Same thing when I, role play. Same thing when football. I knew nothing about football, and I decided I wanted to play football. I went from not knowing anything to being the best at what I did,
Oh,
and winning awards on the field. What I
right.
did. So
Oh, wow.
because I get hyper focused on it.
Right.
I can't let it go. I'm the same way even about food sometimes.
Oh, okay.
I could eat the same thing like for 6 months, and it wouldn't bother me at all.
I tend to do that as well.
And then all of a sudden it'll just drop off, and I'll be like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
done with it. I have to move on to something else. And I can do the same thing with jobs. I can be hyper focused on it, and then the second something I don't like, I could just decide I'm over it.
You're done.
I'm done. I'm done.
Yep.
I'm over you because I've lost control.
Right.
And a lot of it's like just what happened with five star.
Right.
The control wasn't there anymore. And the guy there was no compromise, and I'm done. It's costing me, and I don't
Right.
I know that and this is where I know that my viewpoints and my opinions are superior, so I don't know why you wouldn't want to go with them. Therefore,
Right.
I no longer want to do business with you. I'll do my own thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where I'm the more compromising, because I'm kind of the intermediary. I like to make sure that everybody's happy, and that's where I kind of end up hurting myself because I want everybody else to be happy. I compromise too much sometimes.
See, and that's where I have to make sure that I'm not. Sometimes I feel like I'm stomping on people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though I may actually not be, but I'm so, like you said, I'm wired. I'm high energy. I'm very opinionative.
But it's your ethics, and that's the thing, is if it's something that you feel like you're not following through on something that you said you're going to do or you're a part of, then it's your ethics is that you've done something wrong. Bless you.
But yeah, so I have to be careful because it can rub people the wrong way.
Yes. So here it also says you persevere in achieving your projects through hard work. You're an individual, liberty, egotistic liberty. That does not make sense to me.
Yeah.
So here it says you're shy, delicate but proud, bold and lively. You are not shy.
I'm not shy. So I'm not, but I am. So it's weird because there's a lot of things that I probably will avoid. Like I'll avoid confrontation. If my food's wrong, I probably won't say anything. But I have moments that I pick where I decide to be shy, if that makes sense.
Right.
But
It does. Yeah.
I'm not super shy.
And you have a lot of flair.
I would say so, yeah.
It says you can be unreliable, inconsistent, and erratic at work, but always ready for a change, although with some changes in routines and dedication, do brilliant work.
Unreliable. I don't know that I've ever been unreliable. I don't know if I've ever been unreliable. I guess it depends. Because I've always excelled at everything that I've done, but
Right.
I will say that at most jobs that I've had, I've always been kind of a wild card.
Right.
Because they don't really know what they're getting with me.
Right.
I'm so hard to read that they don't know are you really doing the work? Are you not doing the work?
Right.
That was a big problem for me. And when I worked for hospice, they kept accusing me of not working, but I had the best statistics of anyone in my field, period. But they just didn't know how it was happening because I always looked so nonchalant.
Right.
And I was always either available or I was just gone and they didn't know where I was. So it was really interesting.
You know, I'm always, even someone told me today that I make everything look so easy that it's just getting things done. And it's like, and it doesn't bother me. It's like, well, you don't know what's inside
Yeah.
because internalize it.
That's where, and I think that's a big point where we differ in, I'm not organized. I am pure chaos. So in that form alone would make somebody think that maybe I don't have control of a situation or I don't.
Maybe that's the perception of unreliable.
Yes, easily. They think, oh, maybe this guy doesn't know what he's doing. But what's interesting is I'm a terrible worker bee, and I'm a better problem solver.
That's me too.
Yeah. If you have a problem, you can come to me and I can give you 6 different ways to solve it. My issue is if you don't take one of my, if I give you a way to solve it and you don't do it,
Then why are you coming to me? Yep.
Yeah. Then why are you coming to me? And I will get very angry.
So Doof Doof, who is that?
Yeah, Doof Doof, that is Karen.
Oh, okay. She says she needs a photo of me.
Yes, she does. We have to get you a photo.
Okay. And then
She's running the event in July in Virginia City.
Okay, I didn't get to meet her, so that's when I'll get to meet. So I'll send a picture. And then I think Lacey said this sounds exactly like her as well because she's a Sagittarius too.
Yes, she is. Yeah, and I think she's the eighth. Is that right?
7th or the 8th.
I think she's the 8th. And then, and when's your birthday? You're the
20th.
20th, right?
Yeah.
That's right. You're 12/20.
12/20, because I'm right on the cusp. Because the 21st is when it switches over.
That's right. Oh yeah, you are on the cusp.
Yeah. So that's where I have the Sagittarius and the Capricorn traits. So I can be either or. And then, but because I also have the moon in Cancer, I get a lot of, that's the emotional part of it that kind of balances out my Sagittarius and Cancer because Sagittarius and Capricorn. Those two.
She's the 16th. I was close.
She's what?
The 16th.
16th. Okay.
8 times 2.
Ah.
And Doof Doof says her birthday's next week.
Well, happy birthday coming up. So that means you are a Capricorn?
Yeah. And let me tell you, she is a party animal.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. She was throwing them back. She was buying them for other people. She was pulling lampshades out of her purse. It was crazy.
Was she dancing on the table? That makes the difference.
Yes.
It says right here for Neptune, you love long voyages, anything that's foreign, being close to water.
Yes.
Futuristic, broad spiritual vision, humane and spiritual.
100%.
Yep.
Yes.
I was talking with Krista earlier because she said something about being on a cruise. And then because I said, we all need to go because you and Pat would have a blast.
Yes. And on top of that, where we're interested in going is around England. So I'd like to go a couple of days in advance and maybe film some stuff.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Let's see the next. So I think this time we're kind of concentrating on Sagittarius. Next, on the next show, we can concentrate on Capricorns.
Yeah, that'd be great. And so, folks, if you're out there, so our plan is we will be launching a Patreon. And we will be have subscribers on Patreon and also on TikTok. And the goal will be you can sign up and, it won't be that much, just a little bit to kind of help us pay for all of our crazy trips. And what that will do is it'll enable you to get one of these readings from Marilyn and maybe like a monthly reading as well. So we're working on some things for her to do kind of work in that way. And then as for what I will do, I have no idea. So, but we'll think of something. And yes, and we've got some cool merch. I don't know if anybody saw my shirt. Yeah, sidekick.
Right there.
Boom. She's got So we got all that cool merch. We're gonna have storefront
Kinds of stuff, some shirts, and we've got some bracelets. What else do we
We'll
have?
have all this stuff on Facebook. We'll have all this stuff on TikTok. We'll list it on our Patreon as well. And maybe we'll just send you monthly merch. We've got some stuff with really funny sayings that I think people would love. Pam, you are right. She's amazing at readings.
Thank you, Pam.
She's done some great stuff for us in the past, for my wife and I. So we always appreciate everything that it's a unique skill that I don't think gets enough due credit, because there's a lot of, I guess I want to say, there's just a lot of actors, right? There's a lot of bad actors out there, right? Who kind of take advantage of the fact that it is an intangible quality, right? And you have to, not everybody has those intangibles. I'm going to use football as a weird example here, but a quarterback, a really good quarterback has qualities that you can't just put on paper, right? And I think it's the same thing for a psychic. For a psychic to succeed, it's not the things that you can put on paper, right? Because it is a spiritual, it is a mental, it is something that is all encompassing. And it's rare to find people that are really truly good at those things. I mean, you could go through TikTok, you could look through back in the day, you could look through the yellow pages. There's 1-900 numbers dedicated to tarot psychics. Craigslist, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of bad actors out there. And Marilyn she's quite the opposite. She's been doing this for so long. And I don't think we have ever gotten anything from you that has not been centered in truth, in some form or fashion, and that's always made us go, wow, that is nuts, and accurate. So our goal is to be able to provide, open that service up to our Patreon members, so you can get to know her, get to know me a little bit more. And obviously also on our Patreon, once we start doing our TV series, which we begin filming in January, I'll probably head to Texas January 20th, January 21st. We'll begin filming, and any of our behind the scenes content, all that will be included in our Patreon as well once we get that launched.
Well, it's going to be fun. So we're doing a different take. I don't want to give it away with what we're doing, but this is going to be like our tagline. We need to put that on their ticker below. But our tagline is where the paranormal is real and fun. So we want to put the spin on it to where it's like everybody else is trying to show how scary they are and stuff like that. We want to show that it can be intense, but it can also be fun. So you can have fun when you're doing this. It does not have to be the scare factor every time you turn a corner.
And the way that the format that we're going to be using for our show has, and I cannot stress this enough, it has never been done in our field. So what we are doing is groundbreaking, revolutionary, and it is going to, one, blow your minds. You're going to laugh your ass off, and you're going to have the suspense and the horror and that drama that you crave when you watch these paranormal shows, only with all this other sense of belonging, relatability, and laughter.
Right.
And it's going to be this.
We're talking about, being fun with it, but we're not making fun. So that's where we're not trying to do spoofs or anything like that. This is just to show that we can have fun when we're doing this, just joking around, the different personalities. And you can probably tell Mike is the comedian. He loves having fun, but I'm more of the serious and really take things, on the serious side of it. And I'm the one that is, coordinating, and I'm the one that is kind of keeping everything in line, and that's where Mike can run and go do what he needs to do. And
Yeah,
we work really well together on this.
Yeah, you're going to get these great 2 different points of view throughout the show, which, I mean, to me, that's how it should be. And you know, we talked about this on our last show, and I'll bring it up again. A lot of, you know, when you visit a lot of these places, when you do these paranormal investigations, and I know a lot of you have been to a lot of these paranormal investigations, these paracons and stuff, where you get to go with a group, you're going to hear the same questions asked. I mean, a lot of it is very repetitive, and you have to understand that if you think it's repetitive, right? If you've heard these questions before, how many times do you think these spirits, entities, elementals, how often do you think they've heard it, right? Because you're not the first group to come through. You certainly won't be the last.
Right.
So, I mean, in a way, they can get beat down from this as well. So we want to offer alternatives. You've been there. You've seen that. If you want to see somebody get possessed, go watch Zach Baggins, okay? You know, if you really want that fear, that haunting, you've got 28 Days Haunted. You've got the Searchers. They can cover all of these incredible locations for you with that type of feel. Right. We are here to offer you something different and get something also that is familiar in that genre. So it's going to be incredible. And we are actually working with the Searchers. They are helping us produce our show to add this level of professionalism, polish, and credibility, really. Yep. And on top of that, Shane and Josh both have incredible beards. I can't. This is it, guys. This is the best I get.
And neither can I, so.
There you go. There you have
it. Pause. Yeah. So yeah, but with you talking about this psychics and stuff, and just people with the different abilities, and I've been doing this since I was 4. You know, I've been able to see even whenever I was younger, but being able to really pinpoint, my mother was able to point out whenever I was 4 years old, we realized that I did have abilities. And I've been doing this all my life. I've not gone through training. I've not, you know, nobody's mentored me or anything. This is something I've learned on my own. Do what?
There's no psychic college or anything like that, right?
But you can have other mentors. That's like with Kim. I was a mentor for her. So you can learn from other people. But for me, I didn't have that around me. So I had to learn to hone my abilities myself. And It's something that when you say you hear voices in your head, I hear voices in my head. It's something like, do you listen to this one? Which one is it that's associated with you? So when you've got all these psychics, and being in Vegas for 14 years, you're looking at meeting other people there that are psychics or claim to be psychics.
Yes.
So, entertainment world. And that's where they're looking at. You can learn to ask those keywords, those key questions to get the answers that you want, and then you can run with it. And that's to where if you're a true psychic, you're going to ask some questions. You have to, because we're not mind readers, or else I'm not anyway. But you have to ask a few questions. But if those leading questions are telling the story, I've seen it's where people tell their entire story. The psychic reader will give a few answers, and then they turn around and say, oh, she was excellent. You told her your story. So
yeah, you gave her everything they needed.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And it's funny, this also kind of goes back to my astrological chart. I have a huge problem with people that are, you know, fake, narcissistic, and with that try to have a claim.
Yeah.
That rubs me so wrong, and I can't. So it's really interesting. That was my biggest worry coming into this, that I would experience a lot of that. But so far, I've been blessed. I would say literally everyone that I've come across up to this point have just exceeded any possible expectation as to how real, how cool they are, and just wonderful human beings.
Right.
That we've managed to meet. Michelle, Charity are probably 2 of the coolest, realest chicks I've ever had the opportunity to meet. Karen's from freaking Australia, man. That is just, how cool is that? Janice Odenberg, who I got to meet, Oberding, excuse me.
Oberding.
Janice, I mean, she's an acclaimed author. And I'm going to tell you right now, she's one of the most down-to-earth, fun birds you will ever meet, which is awesome. And then, Shane Pittman, Josh Purvis, just, I mean, the second I met him, I mean, there's just a connection.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
yes.
that's awesome, and which I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very rare you find somebody who's just completely full of shit, like Scott Horn. You know what I mean?
Well, you haven't been around much. So,
yeah.
So when you really get into it, you'll start meeting, there's people, they're there, you just haven't met them yet. And that's like, going back to the psychic thing is that for me, I do what I do to help people. And the biggest thing that I see is people try to take advantage of those who need help. And all they're looking at is dollar signs. How much can they make off of this person? So I had one client in Vegas that wanted to come to me every day. And is like, I'm not here as a daily guide. This is something you have to live your life. I can talk with you. But she was going to other readers and they were telling her what she wanted to hear. I was telling her what I saw. She ended up coming back to me and then we set it on a schedule once a month. I was like, yes, I could have had her come in every week. That would have been money in my pocket. Why would I do that to somebody for that way?
Right.
That to me, that's unethical.
That can also be exhaustive, right?
Yes.
I mean, especially dealing with that person's same energy over and over again when not much has really changed, right?
Nothing changes other than them changing their clothes. Their attitude's the same, everything, from the time and I would give her things to look at, things to do to be able to try to make her better. And it got to the point we worked for about 6 months. She was able to wean off of going to these other psychics, and we now do it once a year. So she's to the point to where she's really good. Had someone a couple weeks ago come in. She said, well, she wanted to come back next weekend. I do chakra balancing. Sometimes you cannot do it that quick. You have to give your body the relaxation, those, just you have to be able to let it take its course and then be able to do that. Don't take advantage. Again, for me, that goes back to the ethical part of it. If I say something that's going to hurt somebody, I'm not going to say it.
Right. And I wonder if that also kind of goes back to like an astrological thing where some of these people maybe even have an outright need of approval.
Yep.
Or a need of being told a direction.
Yep.
Right?
Well, but that also comes from people everybody has a past life. And so when you're dealing with those past lives, you don't realize you bring some of those issues with you into every life. So if you have a collection, what do you collect? For me, I like to collect knives. I like to collect tarot cards, Harry Potter, a whole bunch of different things. But the knives that I collect are swords from a past life. So it's something that you bring things with you into your lifetime that's from that past life. So all of those traumas that you had then, you bring those forward. You may not be aware of them, but they still work in your psyche.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can still, I guess, subconsciously affect decisions.
Yeah.
They can affect your buying tendencies.
Yes.
Right? Because collections, what you decide to collect. And what's funny is I've always had this opinion that like you get kids that are savants that can play the piano like Beethoven. It doesn't necessarily mean they were Beethoven, but they could have been a pianist in a past life.
Exactly.
There's also I'm also of the opinion that there's a possibility that there is just this pool of consciousness that lays in between our realities. And when you're born, it could just be like a scoop.
Yep.
You get the scoop from this pool and they pour it right into that body. Yep. And so you could wind up with all kinds of talents that you can't explain.
Well,
Right.
and that's why I call that another realm. You know, the other realm is just right there. So it's sometimes it crosses over, and that's to where, as a psychic and the spirits working with them, they're on that other side of that realm. So that's where you learn to navigate that, and that's how you learn how to communicate. But you're talking about the music and stuff. That's like my son. I'm not musical. My ex-husband was not musical, his dad. My son can sit down, listen to a song, and play it on the piano first time without
Wow.
it. And it's like he plays the drums and just all of that. And it's like, I don't know where he got that. But for me, it's drawing. For me, it's also the painting. I did not realize until about a year and a half ago that I can actually paint. So that's why I started doing my art.
That's cool. I remember having a conversation with someone, and it was about being an adult and how they just had not been successful being an adult and being a parent. And they said, well, in a lot of my most recent past lives, I never made it through childhood.
Yep.
So you have to figure, if you're talking several past lives, you could be talking 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years that this person has not had an opportunity to know what it feels like to have the responsibilities of an adult. And that can impact your decision making, your ability making, because it's all brand new to you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And we talk a lot about instinct and intuition. Well, that instinct and intuition, that's past lives, baby.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yep. And that's like with me, I have a fear of heights. And I've had 3 past lives to where I've actually went off of a bridge and drowned.
Wow.
And that's where 2 of them, I had my kids with me and I couldn't save them. But that was something the reason I know those so vividly is because I had the dreams over and over and over. So
Wow.
yeah, Krista, I don't like the heights, but what's weird is I love flying. I love doing zip lines.
Wow.
And I want to go skydive. I just want to try it. Even though I'm afraid of heights, I want to try it.
I have only 2 real heavy recollections from past lives, and one is falling through a straw roof and getting my head chopped off.
Oh.
Yes, in China or Japan, I'm not sure, but it was Asian. And
Okay.
I was on a mission, and I failed the mission because I fell through the roof, and I was killed because of it. And the other one has to do with Egypt and being under a canopy and watching a row of people, massive amounts of people, carrying stone.
Wow.
And it was calm, it was breezy, it was beautiful, it was clean.
Past life regression for you because I can do those.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. So,
Yeah.
but those would be really the only 2 things. Everything else in my head is like a giant screen. I could kind of describe it.
Right.
Yeah.
So talking about the past life regressions, that's where Kim and I actually, when we went to Haygood, we actually had past life regression and was not a good experience.
Yeah.
At the end, well, the reason for her, part of it was the person that was doing it had intentions of her own that she wanted to get certain responses, so she was kind of leading it, and yeah, she didn't close it the way you would, because if you have something, so when you realize that in one of your past lives that you're lost and you can't find your way home, you're a child, you're stuck in a crevice, you can't get up, you broke your leg, you're stuck there, and it's all of a sudden look at the sky and move on to the next one.
Like, what the hell?
There's no closure. You're still that lost little girl stuck in the crevice and can't get out. So that's to where you have to finish what you're doing and close it out.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we'll go ahead and we'll close up this episode. But this is what I want everyone to do. If you are on our Facebook, I want you to go ahead and message us on your Facebook with your date of birth, where you were born, the time you were born. That's also very important. The time you were born. So if you don't know it, it's on your birth certificate. So we can have those things, and we're going to choose somebody on our next episode to kind of go over. We're going to choose a winner, and then what we'll do is we'll set up a private session maybe with Marilyn.
And I can do a reading, and then we can go over your natal chart.
Yes. So how cool would that be? So please make sure you go ahead and follow us. Make sure you're following us on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok if you can. Sidekicks Paranormal. Follow us and subscribe to us on YouTube. And we will eventually have subscriptions available for people on YouTube, on Patreon. And TikTok. So we're going to get all that set up, so we'll be able to make this. But for right now, go ahead and send us your information on that, and then we're going to go ahead and choose somebody, and then we'll choose that winner, and then you'll get a free reading.
And what I'm going to do too is all of the promotional merchandising that we have, we'll put together a gift basket, and somebody can, as long as they come in and follow everything that we've got, because we'll be able to look and see if you're following, and get some friends, get some people to come over and follow us, and also look at Horn Paranormal. You want to make sure you go follow them and find the post that she's going to do for the next month's drawing, and put your name on there and just follow their page. So all you got to do is say that you followed, put your name on there and say done, and you'll be in the drawing for next month, and then come back here and we'll do another round for that drawing with them next month.
Bada boom, bada bing.
Yep.
All right, and then just know there probably won't be a show sometime between the 20th to the 27th, as we will be out of town. But we'll try to post something. Maybe we'll do something live on location. We'll see. We'll kind of see what we're doing, how we're feeling. But there will be a show next week, so please tune in.
We'll do that. So, and I'll play our outro. Thank you for everybody for listening.